So we're going to continue this theme of keeping our sticks as low as possible to find and maintain our lowest possible dynamic. But now we're moving on to double strokes. And in lesson 6 we learnt diggy diggy back back using double strokes. So we're going to move on to that now. But before we do, I just wanted to say that the technique of playing double strokes, which is the drop and snap method, when we're playing at a smaller volume, it's much more condensed. It's the same principles, but it's much more condensed. So it's just basically the feel of the stick making that second beat. So we're single strokes at the moment, and then double. There's very little happening other than the drop snap in the most minuscule manner, if you like. So hopefully you'll be able to feel that as you play the normal open double stroke roll. And then bring down the volume. Try and keep those double strokes nice and open. So when we're playing loud, the fingers are doing a lot of work. But when we're playing quiet, it almost seems as if the wrists are doing most of the work and the fingers are just touching the stick just to pull it back in and get that second beat. So we're going to go diggy diggy back back double stroke. We'll do it once through on one hand and then once through leading on the other. Okay, so we're keeping our sticks down as low as we can, but we're trying to make sure that those double strokes are really nice and clean and well pronounced, even though we're playing at such a quiet volume and such a low stick height. Okay? So the next logical step is to move, as we did through lesson 6, onto Diggy Diggy Durgh, using the same principles. But this time, actually, now I come to mention it, on the end of Diggy Diggy Durgh, we're going to play that for 9 counts. So as soon as we hit that last roll, we were going to count 9, stop on the 9th beat, and then start leading on the left hand in time. Okay. Okay, so playing at this low volume, after we've been used to playing at such large volumes and with lots more movement, when we reduce our movement, it's very easy to become tense because we're trying to focus on keeping the sticks down. So just bear that in mind and try and make sure you stay relaxed at all times. Stay relaxed at all times. And if you feel tension coming in, try and focus your mind into your muscles to relax them, or stop or slow down and relax and then push the speed again. Okay, so we'll do some rolls in triplet time as well, like we did in lesson 6. So okay, and then we had the diddle exercise in 4, so we'll do that one as well, nice and quietly. This is a good exercise, both at high volumes and low volumes, to really focus on those diddle beats because they're isolated but within the semi-quaver pattern. So. Also in lesson 6 we had the diddle exercise in 3, so we'll do that one now, but this time nice and quietly as before. Okay. So last week in lesson 8 we introduced the multi-bounce roll, or the buzz roll, or the close roll. This is quite a difficult technique to develop, it takes a long time. But moving on from what we learned last week, we're now going to try and do the multi-bounce roll at a much lower volume. So it involves a slightly different approach, in that we want to keep the volume as low as possible. So the idea, I suppose, is to keep the sticks bouncing evenly on each hand. Obviously you have to stop and start again, but the idea is to keep those sticks bouncing and then transfer that bounce to the left hand without making a different noise. We don't want to hear any dap, 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 dap. We don't want to hear the strokes, we just want to hear the sustained buzz. So we need far less attack at the beginning of the strike, and we just need to try and keep the sticks bouncing. So if I just start slowly and build up the speed, hopefully you can see what happens. Initially I'm going to have virtually no contact with my fingers, just the fulcrum, and then at some point, which I'll try and let you know, I'm going to then bring the fingers in to try and give me more control. So let's just start with this quiet multi-bounce roll. Just trying to keep those sticks bouncing. It gets easier to imagine as we build the speed. I'm starting to get to a point now where we're closer to what we want to achieve. That sounds more like a roll now. Let's attack at the beginning of the note, at the beginning of the strike. And I'm going to bring my fingers in. That'll give me a bit more control. Increase the speed. Try and stay relaxed. I can feel tension in my arms, so I'm relaxing. Slow down again. My fingers have come away from the sticks now at this speed. Just maintaining those bounces. Okay. We want to keep those sticks down.